Hello everyone, my name's Amy and you're listening to the Newman Bond, the official podcast of Newman University. I have the privilege of meeting today with Nathan Huie. He's a student here at Newman, very involved student athlete, plays soccer on the soccer team, and he's a recipient of the ASC Service Award Scholarship, which is a very substantial scholarship, really based around service. So we're going to talk a little about that program today, about service in general, and how you're living Newman's mission of preparing people to transform society for the better. So thank you for joining us today.
Thanks for having me.
We're excited. So first off, I'd love to hear a little bit more about you. Can you tell me about yourself and what kind of brought you to Newman?
Yeah, so I came to Newman for various reasons. It wasn't just the ASC program. That was a big contributor for sure. I enjoyed getting that scholarship. It's helped me a lot, but I also received the honors program scholarship, and I'm also on the soccer team. So different things pulling me towards Newman, and also it's close to home and in my community, so I enjoyed coming here. So yeah.
That's amazing. Well, we are happy to have you here. You've already been very involved, and the ASC Service Award program is really based on service, dedicating your time to others, developing that servant leader mindset that helps people go out and transform society for the better. And I think you've probably witnessed this. I did as a student too, but service is really part of Newman's DNA. We want to give of ourselves, and there are endless opportunities on campus and off to do that, whether it's volunteering for high tea during Heritage Month, or student organization events like MCLO's Cultural Extravaganza, or even off campus like Habitat for Humanity. And even last year, students, faculty, staff gathered and prepared, I think it was 22,000 bags of rice and soy protein, vitamins and minerals for those in need in Haiti. So it's really just part of our DNA, and it's so fun to be able to engage in those, even for our 18,000 alumni. A lot of them choose to give back in some way, shape, or form even after they graduate. So I'm sure you're on the right track to do the same thing. But
like Sister Tarcisia's shoes that were sold at the party in the plaza.
Yeah, which I think those went for
a few thousand, something like that.
7,500, I think. I might be wrong about that. Don't quote me on that. But
that's impressive.
Yes. So it's powerful. It's palpable. You can feel the difference that service-based education kind of makes on all of us. So with all that being said, I'd love to hear more about how service has played a role in your life in general.
Yeah, so I started giving back like when I was younger. My grandma made a big impact on me. She actually went to Newman, so it's probably where she got it. She took us to the Lord's Diner most weekends because she wanted us to be involved like that. So that really grew that mindset in me and my brothers, so we continued on with that. So that's how we kind of got that scholarship, because you have to have a service mindset. We did that throughout high school along with other activities, so participating in that helped us earn the scholarship, and then the scholarship then in turn helped us grow and do that even more, because we do have to get 45 hours a semester of volunteering, so that it makes you do it, and it's good though, and helps us understand what goes on in our community and different aspects.
I love that. And can you kind of give us a highlight reel of some of the opportunities you've gotten through the ASC Service Award Scholarship to volunteer?
Yeah, so there's been a few on campus and off campus. So like what you're talking about earlier, the Newmanu project, I actually helped organize quite a few soccer guys to come that day, and we actually knocked out quite a few thousand of the bags early in the day so they could finish even sooner, and we helped complete that for the school. They were able to get those done in a timely fashion. We helped a lot, we had fun, worked as a team, as we should, soccer team. That was a great one. And then for me, I like to go to the Lord's Diner almost every Sunday and help out, clean, cook, whatever the head chef needs, and take care of the carts and any food that needs prepared. I enjoyed the Lord's Diner a lot. That's where I have a good community, have a lot of people that I'd like to hang out with from there. So I go there quite a bit. And then I'm from Goddard, Kansas, which is right outside of Wichita. So I go to the Goddard Lions Club and help with various activities throughout the year that they have. They have the Thanksgiving dinner coming up as well, which I'll help out with, where you serve food to anyone in the community that wants to come. And they usually have various projects where you collect items and make packages for anyone in the community that needs them. So I enjoy, there's different areas. I don't stick to one area. Basically, I try to branch out, and all of this has helped me meet new people and grow my connections and make a difference in so many different people's lives that I wouldn't have been able to make without this scholarship. So
I love that. And what does it mean to be able to go back to the Lord's Diner as an ASC scholar, as a college student, when you got to start, through your grandma?
Yeah, it's pretty cool. They know why I'm there, and like they know, because the Lord's Diner is Catholic, and so they know about the Newman and everything that's involved with them. So they love to see Newman students come and help, and I've brought quite a few actually to the Lord's Diner to help. There's 2 other freshman ASC scholars that need to find their way, how to get hours, where to go, how to help. And so I've taken them to the Lord's Diner most Sundays to help out and make a difference, and so hopefully they continue doing that in the future as well. So
that's amazing.
Just bringing along the next generation.
Yeah, you've kind of started that trend, and
Yep.
hopefully maybe brought more people into a service-based mindset than they would have had before. So
Yep.
Very awesome. And let's kind of talk about the ASC Service Award Scholarship Program just a little bit. So it's a pretty substantial scholarship. You mentioned it was 45 hours of community service a semester, and it is renewable for 4 years, which is awesome. But those letters, ASC, really kind of take us back to the roots of Newman as a whole. So Newman was founded by the Adorers of the Blood of Christ sisters, as we know, and they were founded by St. Maria de Matthias, who felt it was her life's calling to help elevate women, train women to be teachers, and Newman was founded on that premise too. They wanted to make sure that more teachers were available in the communities, because that was a need that needed to be filled, and service was definitely a huge part of that, as we know. So St. Maria de Matthias has quite a presence on campus. Got the De Matthias Performance Hall and Fine Arts Center. We've got that beautiful sculpture of St. Maria kind of guiding a student, and that comes up a lot as an ASC scholar too, of helping others kind of realize their potential and fulfill their mission. And the ASC scholarship itself was actually in dedication to 5 ASC sisters who were martyred, unfortunately, in 1992 in Liberia in West Africa. So these sisters were Sister Barbara Ann Mutra, Sister Shirley Colmer, Shirley's cousin, Sister Mary Joel Colmer, and Sister Agnes Mueller, and finally Sister Kathleen McGuire. And they were called to Liberia to staff schools, to help in hospitals, to really help the parishes, clinics, all the community. But due to the civil war that was there and the unrest, they lost their lives carrying out the mission of the ASC. So there was a group of people here in Wichita and a little bit beyond who were so inspired by the legacy they left that they decided to make this scholarship for ASC Service Award students. And it's clear that their dedication kind of lives out through every recipient of the scholarship. Just hearing how many opportunities you've gotten to be a part of is inspiring to know, and knowing that there's been, I assume, hundreds of students who've gone through the program so far. That's a lot of lives impacted for the better. So can you tell us a little bit about your experience in the program itself, and how built-in service opportunities have kind of enhanced your college experience?
Yeah, so for the program, you have to take a class once a year for 4 years, and so those classes teach you a lot about the program itself. Freshman year, we watched videos about the 5 sisters, so that was very inspirational and informative for us, so we understand why we're here, what we're doing. And then the favorite part for me about the program was visiting the convent across the street here at Newman and seeing what the building was, the history, the chapel, everything that was inside, and understanding why it's here. The building, it's very impressive. The history is very impressive. The architecture, the glass especially was very cool to see, and the details behind all of that. So that gave me an extra push and understanding of why the sisters were here and what I'm a part of, and so I enjoyed seeing that. And what was the other question?
How it's kind of affected your overall college experience, having built-in service opportunities.
Yeah, so I've been able to meet new people on campus through the events that I've helped with. I did help with the party on the plaza this year, and I got to meet some important people within Newman and various areas like that. And then it's allowed me to be more involved on campus in general. So obviously the scholarship is very substantial. I was able to work less over the last 4 years, although part-time. I still work just because I still need a little bit money, but the scholarship has certainly helped with that, and I've been able to do more on campus than I would have been able to without it. One of the areas that I've been able to help more, which isn't really volunteer hours, but it's serving my community, would be being vice president of SGA this year, because you're helping the students grow in different areas, finding ways to improve campus for them. It's not technically volunteering, but it's a service leader position. That's how I see it. So I've been able to help with that this year and grow some in various areas. We've helped. One of the big things is the ant flow systems within the women's bathrooms to help for feminine products and stuff like that. So making a difference for the students, helping them out in various ways was important for me this year. So
awesome. How would you say it's impacted like your leadership style, with servant leadership being kind of a big focus? Can you tell me a little bit about that?
Yeah, so we actually studied different leadership styles in the ASC class this year, and so service leadership was one of those that we studied, and it's helped me grow that mindset of like listening to other people when I'm in the position, and looking to improve everyone's position, not just my own. And so when I'm at work, I work at Texture right now, and I'm a supervisor of a group, and so I'm helping organize that, but listening to their input, because I don't know everything, and they don't either, but they know their sections. So listening and coordinating and taking their advice and not doing everything my way is very important, and that's what I've learned a lot, is like everyone has a way of doing it, and it can help you no matter what. Like everyone has a good opinion. So
yeah, everyone's voice matters, and
yes,
kind of elevating those is a good way of building community, collaborating, improving the work overall, yes, getting more meaningful experiences out of it too. So I like how you tied it back to Textron where you're working too.
Yep.
So let's compare kind of what your college life would have looked like had you not had service being such an integral part of it. How would it be different? What would that look like?
I certainly would have had to work a lot more, and probably wouldn't have been able to stay on the soccer team as long, possibly, or been less involved, and definitely wouldn't have been vice president, because I would have had to use that time for working, because college isn't exactly the cheapest thing in the world, so funding that would have been important. I'm paying for myself, so the scholarship is important to me to help me do other stuff and not just start working right away. It's helped me enjoy my college experience. So I've been able to meet new people, be in different clubs, be in CKI, volunteer club, and all of those, just because I don't have to work all the time. So
that's good.
That's
and
great.
Do you think you would have volunteered as much had you been spending more hours working?
I probably would have gone to the Lord's Diner a few times, but I certainly wouldn't have been near as involved, and I'm glad I am. So yeah, I've gotten to meet so many people, and I do not regret it at all.
Good. Well, that is good to know. And like you said, college is a very kind of all-consuming time, and as a student athlete and SGA vice president and certainly working part-time, there's a lot of plates kind of going,
definitely
being juggled. So how do you prioritize service? What does it look like for you on a weekly and monthly basis?
Yeah, so like you said, just being involved in so many different activities, still family, friends, relationships to go off of. Just organizing, being very organized is definitely something that's a great asset that I've learned over the past 4 years with this, because 45 hours is no small feat, like you said. And so usually for me, it looks like volunteering once a week at least. So usually Sundays at Lord's Diner, or if I find a different opportunity, and I always stay proactive. The great thing about the ASC program is that we have Rachel, who sends out volunteer opportunities every few weeks, and so you can always find different ways to help and volunteer. And so I've used that a few times, and just being proactive, finding places and staying ahead. And so just staying on top of my schoolwork as well, and just staying organized is very important in a scholarship like this. So
Definitely, definitely. So out of all of the opportunities you've had, what have been a few of the most rewarding volunteer experiences?
I'd say the Newman project was a great one because I was able to help the school a lot, and getting those volunteers to help finish that was a great experience. But I think my capstone project that is coming up will be probably the most rewarding because I get to bring together a group of people. I'm going to bring my soccer players together to go help volunteer at the Lord's Diner. We're going to complete some stuff that without our help wouldn't get done as well. So being able to support the Lord's Diner in that way will make a big difference that no one else would have been able to do without the manpower that I have access to. So I'm excited for that. That's one that I'm very excited for. So that'll lead into the next question.
Awesome. Yeah, I was going to say, you mentioned the capstone project too, and that's kind of the culmination of everything you've learned as an ASC Service Award Scholarship recipient. So have you gotten to participate in any, or do you have one planned that you're looking forward to?
Yeah, so I'm planning mine right now, and I participated in one. So I'll talk about the one I'm planning. So like I said, I'm gonna do mine at the Lord's Diner here in actually just over a week. So I'm excited for that. I'm getting together some of my soccer teammates to obviously help them volunteer and build that volunteer culture within them as well. Hopefully they continue on. And so I'm gonna take them to the Lord's Diner on a Sunday, and we're gonna power wash, clean the fridges, the sidewalks, anything in the building that doesn't usually get cleaned. And that would help the Lord's Diner help more people be more efficient, be better in general, and that'll help the community overall. And then in the afternoon, we will, a few of us will go over to the Hillside location and serve the homeless, and that will help instill that even further and help them understand that this is what Wichita is like, because a lot of the soccer players aren't from Wichita, so they get to experience what our community is and some of the issues, some of the trials that people go through, and understand what's going on outside of the borders of Newman University. So I also got to help with my brother's service project earlier this year. He set his up with the AYSO soccer fields over in northwest Wichita. So those are our old fields where we played as kids, so it's a very special place to us. We decided that they need some help kind of in a similar way that I'm working. They have some areas that don't quite get cleaned at the AYSO fields, or don't get fixed up as often as they should be. So we got the soccer guys, or Kenny got the soccer guys together. We repaired the fields, we repaired some areas, put down some rock for the goals, painted some stuff, power washed, and made it just easier to use. And so all the youth that plays there get to use it and enjoy it a lot better for the future, because that's where we grew up, and it's very important for us that you get to enjoy soccer as a kid. So
I love that. That's such a full circle service project, and paying it forward to all the people who will come generations in the future. So
exactly.
Good for you guys. So thinking about the application process for the ASC Servant Award Scholarship, is there any advice you could give to a prospective student who's thinking, I've got volunteer experience, or I'm interested in implementing that more in my life? What advice would you give them for making it through the application process?
Yeah, it's a bit stressful, obviously, as any application process would be. But all the sisters that interview with you are very nice, and it's a very supportive process. Just be able to show that you have a service mindset and what you've done in the past and how you'll do it in the future, where places you go and why you want to do that, why it's important to you, what in your background is the reason for serving, and just show why you fit at Newman, and I think you'll be just fine. So,
perfect. How do you believe, or why do you believe that service is an important part of every person's life, whether you're earning a scholarship for it or working it in, once a month? Why is it so important?
Yeah, not everyone gets the same opportunities in life. So if you have time to give back, you should, because some people need stuff given to them just because they don't get as much in life. So being able to help in areas that you can will help everyone in the future. It's not yourself against everyone, it's yourself plus everyone. So it's exciting, and being able to help others is very important.
I love that. That kind of makes me think, when you graduate from Newman and you're looking for your dream job, how will you try to implement service, or how will that make you decide, like, this is the job for me?
Yeah, it'll be depending on like what the company wants and like their future and what they want to do, and it'll also be important for the team I'm working in to whether I can work with them to help them grow instead of just being like a boss, or depending on what position I'm in, obviously. But just making it to where everyone works together is going to be very important to me. So, and then I plan on volunteering at the Lord's Diner quite a bit in my future, because weekends are a great time to volunteer for me. So,
awesome.
Yeah.
Good for you for keeping that going. If you could thank the donors who helped make your scholarship possible, what would you say to them?
I would say thank you for the support, and you've allowed me to enjoy Newman a lot more and just flourish in different ways that I didn't think I could coming out of high school. I've grown a lot in my 4 years, and that's quite a bit thankful to this scholarship that I received, so I'm very appreciative for that.
Wonderful. And then finally, is there anything I haven't asked that you think would be helpful for our listeners to know?
Just find ways to go into the community and transform your community in different ways, and help grow and help other people grow as well. So that's about the gist of the ASC Scholarship.
I love it. I love it. Well, with that, I'd like to say thank you, Nathan, for being here today. And thank you to all of you for joining us on this episode of the Newman Bond Podcast. We release new episodes every first and third Tuesday of the month at noon via YouTube. So thank you for joining us. We will see you next time.
It's like, what? I have no idea.
I get a lot more blessings out of that.
Really fun experience.
Really the Newman experience.